Yeah, I think it was pretty solid. There weren't many big returns, no touchdowns, which is good, touch wood. Yeah, most of the time put it inside the 20 when it needed to be there. So, yeah, I think then the team covered really well, so that was fantastic. Overall, it was a good operation. Yeah, it's good. I mean, if we're not punting, it means we're doing well on the field, so I'm happy with that.
Tell me how you ended up there. I know pro camp Australia, pipeline. How did you end up here?
At Ohio State, or so, I mean, I was at Pro Kick, and then I trained there for probably 2 years, and did a lot of training with Dave Tunavai in the gym to get me a lot stronger, and then obviously Chappie, Johnny and Tim for punting at Pro Kick, and then Ohio State sort of reached out and said, yeah, we might need someone to come in and back up Jesse Mirko from last year, and then yeah, they sort of put me forward and they liked what I could do, and I came over and backed Jesse up, and he was sort of an unbelievable mentor for me. Worked a fair bit with Cam Johnson too, who's at the Steelers now and was at Ohio State for the last national championship actually, and then yeah, I sort of won the job last year and had my first season last year. I mean, you always want to kick it higher and further and in the best location you can. So, yeah, just like any other punter, higher, further. That's pretty much it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got Coach Mick and all the guys in the weight room. It's impossible not to get stronger and better. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do this season. Yeah, he's doing really well as well. He's a great punter. It's awesome having him around. Good to have another Australian. Yeah, there's a lot of conversations that we have that a lot of guys are like, I just don't know what's happening right now, which is pretty funny. And good to talk to him about the Australian sports too. So, yeah, no, he's a good fella. Yes.
How does describe that challenge? How should you do that? Catch it, get the laces the other way, and is that about it?
Yeah, obviously it looks easier than it probably is. It's a lot of pressure, and the difference between a good hold and a bad hold is, it's 1 inch. And then, turning the laces, hopefully I don't do that too much. John's pretty good with his laces, so just about finding the spot and getting the tilt right. So, I mean, I'd like to think I do a pretty good job. You can ask Jaden. But yeah, it's sort of a very refined skill that, once you get good at it, it's not too bad.
How long have you been in the States?
In the States of maybe just under 2 years. Yep. There's a lot of cultural differences, I suppose, but we're very exposed in Australia to American culture, so I sort of knew what to expect a little bit. We get all your TV shows, all your sport, sports centres there, ESPN's over there, so it wasn't too bad. And I've been lucky that I actually travelled over to America a bit before I moved here, so I sort of knew what to expect. So just the way people speak to each other, like joking around with each other. Australian humour can be pretty dry sometimes, and even when I go home and see my mates, they'll say something that sort of doesn't seem like a joke, but it is. So you got to get used to that a little bit. They're the biggest ones, I suppose. Yeah, a little bit more sarcasm, and the way we speak to each other as well, like the words we use for different things. I mean, I used an example last time, like I was talking about gardening with one of my mates, and we were talking about using a whippersnipper, which is a weed whacker, and like just little things like that, and guys have no idea what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Or there's like a bunch of little words that I'd say that I think are normal that I don't realise that is actually Australian, and I have to go back on it. And yeah, the guys are starting to learn though. So.
What is so unique about Celtic? Because it's Ohio State, Cam Johnson, but all these guys all around the country, what makes it so special?
One of the big things it's selective for one. So you can't just sort of walk in, you have to try out. But most of the guys grow up playing Australian football, which the primary way to pass the ball is by punting it, essentially. It's a little bit different. But then we have a whole bunch of coaches that actually played college football, and then Nathan Chapman played a few games at Green Bay. So he knows what to expect, he knows how to kick. I mean, he still goes out and boots them in his old age of 45 or something. And then they teach you exactly what to expect. They don't give you any false hope, really. They say, you're going to go there, this is exactly what it's going to be like. So it's sort of like a 1, 2, 3 year simulation of what it's going to be like over here. So guys they're ready to go when they come. It depends. It depends how good you are. How a lot of it's your mindset as well. So it's a unique off season. We might get 2 weeks break, and then we're into winter, and then spring, and then summer, and then fall, and then season. So yeah.
2 culture questions. Have you ever had a Vegemite sandwich?
Yeah.
And 2, I heard no real Australian would drink Foster's beer.
I've had my first Fosters in Nashville about 2 months ago. It's alright. Yeah, it's fine. I won't be rushing back to it, but it's decent.
And Vegemite?
I love Vegemite. It's awesome. Yeah, I miss it a lot. I actually brought it over a jar from last time I was in Australia. So, yeah, I love my Vegemite sandwiches.
Have you tried to share it with anybody other than Nick?
I've tried, yeah. I mean, Nick doesn't mind it. I tried with one of our old kickers, Casey McGuire. He was pretty upset when he tasted it. You get some pretty good reactions out of the guys, but yeah, if you a 4-to-1 ratio with butter on some toast, it's pretty nice.
What's the biggest similarity between Australia and the United States food-wise?
Food, well, to be honest, the food's similar. I mean, we're a very multicultural country, same as America. I suppose we probably have more Asian influence, whereas America has more Latino influence. That's probably the biggest food difference. But I mean, yeah, we have a whole bunch of Italian. Where I'm from in Melbourne has one of the biggest Greek populations outside of Greece. I think it's the biggest outside of Greece. Yeah, I mean, you could go there. You'd be in the cities. You'd be all right. No, it's not that bad. Just every now and then you'll sort of look up and there might be a spider there or something. But sometimes, I mean, there's a lot of daddy long legs. You know, those little ones with the big legs, but they kill all the insects, so they're nice to have around in the corners. But it's not too bad.
You got class. Thank you very much.
All good. Thanks, guys.